After reading chapter 1 of Teaching on Target, 3 words came up to me, the ones that we thought of as an effective teacher in class, and those words were authentic, empathetic, and flexible. As I started reading, this captured my attention. Servanthood is an attitude that leads one to consider the needs of others and to address those needs. To have the heart of a servant, one is willing to do what might be necessary to discover the need and then to provide a service that will satisfy or fulfill it. Goes on to say, see their mission in serving rather than being served. And it reminded me of the story of Jesus washing his disciples' feet in the Gospel of John, chapter 13. And back in their days, it was customary after a long walk in their sandals that a slave would have water out so they can wash the people's feet as they come in. Well, they did not have that. And so Jesus took the form and the role of a servant and says, if I then, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. And so we see a great example of Jesus as teacher and Lord taking the form of a servant to wash one another's feet, his disciples' feet. We also see in the Gospel of Mark why he came to earth in chapter 10, verse 45. He says, for even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. And so that just reminds me of why I want to teach. And if I don't have that passion and the mission to serve, I can only imagine how hard it would be to be a teacher. And so I'm just reminded why I'm teaching, and that is to be serving one another and serving my students and meeting each student's needs the best I can. Going on further in the chapter, the author says, teachers are never finished. And I really think that's true, that we need to keep on learning, keep on being teachable, and never get complacent. The 5 standards that the National Board Professional Teaching came up with are: teachers are committed to students and their learning, which that kind of talked about creating meaning and capturing their attention through their prior knowledge and prior experience, and being flexible in teaching methods to meet each student's needs. They say that the central core to effective teaching are teachers knowing the subject and knowing how to teach it to their students. And I think that's very true. I would put that probably at my second central core. It is good to know know your topic and subject and break it down into their level of learning. And I think that is very critical, and so that they can know what their purpose and have purpose and feel motivated through positive interactions and collaborating, working on towards the same goal and building their interpersonal skills. Third thing that really caught my attention is teachers are responsible for managing and monitoring student learning. And really, I love it when teachers were involved in my learning. So I put be involved and don't stand on the sideline. Students are more motivated and are more productive when we become involved in their learning and communicate with their parents. Parents are our best allies, and we can utilize other professionals and parents to support students the best way we can. And there are a couple others standards that were written, but I would just like to go back to the main theme of what I learned, and that is be willing to do whatever it takes to reach each learner. And I just want to be flexible, empathetic, and authentic in teaching, and be able to be teachable as well, and to have accountability. And just to close it off, teaching is a life of selflessness. And if we are selfish, then that's not being an effective teacher. And so primary take-home point is have that servanthood heart and be selfless, and have passion for teaching all your students.